All right, we are live. Welcome to another episode of Saul Goodcast and episode 3, the guy for this. And boy, was it good. We saw the return of Hank and Gomi.
Yep, that was tremendous. We also saw an interesting. I don't want to say confrontation, but a talk between Nacho and his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And Nacho's dad says he's not going to run,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So let's get down to the teaser. So in the teaser, we see the ice cream that Jimmy dropped last episode. And we see all these ants going up to this ice cream and eating this ice excuse me,
Yeah.
eating this ice cream. And that was it. That was the teaser.
Yep. Good. It was a good teaser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really captures the taste of sweetness for Jimmy.
Yeah. 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 That's true.
And we also see the ice cream make a return when Jimmy comes back from his meeting with Lalo. He looks down at it and he sees all the ants on it, and then he just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. I like how that really tied in to the episode. But man, Lalo, we see the
Yeah.
confrontation between Lalo and Saul, and man, can Lalo he can cook and he can fix a car,
And
all
he,
all
and
trying
he
to kill you too.
and he can drive a fast car too.
Mm-hmm. So we finally get I guess the confrontation we've been waiting for between Lalo and Saul, and boy was it a good one. I really enjoyed it. I mean, they even brought back. They even mentioned how Tuco and told Lalo about him, and Lalo's like, "Hey
Mhm.
man, you're the guy with the mouth, aren't you? I've heard so much about you. You talked down Tuco to break these two guys' legs. What we saw way back in season 1, episode
Yeah.
2. So the whole deal between Lalo Nacho was to get Crazy Eight out of jail, out of prison.
Ocho Loco.
Ocho Loco, yeah. So we find out. So we find out that Crazy Eight had a Saul experience prior to Breaking Bad, which I think is fantastic. And we saw how he becomes the informant for the DEA, which harken back to Breaking Bad, where when Crazy Eight dies, Hank is saying, "Hey, this guy, our informant, is dead."
Yep. Because we see that Crazy Eight was willing to talk, but it's like Saul's like, no, he doesn't want to talk. Yes,
Mhm.
I do. Crazy Eight's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, which oh man, yeah, it was just like this whole big setup between the two, between him and Crazy Eight, because it was part of the whole plan was to basically get the DEA, Hank and Gomi, to finally sit down and talk with him. He did it. He talked with
Hmm.
him with his lawyer Saul, which freaking epic. I mean, and we were speculating last week if Saul and Hank had a prior experience before Breaking Bad, and it looks to see they did, and I loved it. I
Yep.
loved every second of it.
Yeah.
And then
Hank says, bullshit.
I mean, it's classic Hank, classic Dean Norris at his best. As soon as he comes
Yes.
in, he says, "Your name is Saul Goodman." Saul Goodman. Oh
Saul
man.
Goodman. You couldn't come up with anything more original?
Oh man. So, and
uh,
we know that Hank is going to make another appearance Monday night in the next episode.
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if how this is going to play out between Saul and Hank and the DEA and Gus and Crazy Eight. Let me see here. And also, while Jimmy's off doing his thing, Kim has a side story of his or her own in this episode. And by God, that guy that came out there made me laugh so hard at the. So I'm gonna spread my legs a little bit wide open so you can give me a swift kick in the balls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I laughed so hard at that I missed a couple of lines after that. It was so hilarious. So Kim has a, full day of pro bono cases, but her boss, Rich Swickard, she's still with Swickard in
Schweikert and
Coakley,
Coakley. Yeah.
and called her up and said, "You need to go to Mesa Verde. They got some business to take care of. This guy, Mr. Ackard, is refusing to leave his property because he doesn't want to leave it. He doesn't want to leave the property." So that Mesa Verde can tear down the house and build what are they going to build there, one of their branches. And he doesn't want to leave it, so they have to get Kim involved to basically talk to this guy to tell him, it's under contract that you have to leave the property. You don't own the land, you just own the house.
Yep.
And Kim is, being nice to the guy, saying, you know what, we're going to pay you $18,000 more than what it's worth for you to leave. And he turns it down. He turns it down, and he says he insults Kim, and Kim kind of took that to heart and just went off on him.
Hmm. Yeah. It was a good deal that they were giving
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Acker though. 18,000. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, yeah, but when he turned it down, Kim, after Kim went off, she said, "Tomorrow that deal's gone. It's going to be 10,000.
Yep.
That deal's off the table. It's going to be 10,000." And then Kim kind of felt bad for the guy, so she went to look at a couple of houses to go back to him later that night and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to help you find a house. I'm going to help you get the best deal you can, and everything." And he still turned it down. And what I like about this scene is that we hear more of Kim's backstory in this one, where her and
Yes.
her family basically had to leave in the middle of the night. She never had one physical location, one physical house that she could call home. So
Right.
she told the guy that about her family. Her mom had to sometimes leave in the middle of the night before the landlord can evict them because they haven't been stuff like that. And when she said that, I thought when she goes back to Jimmy in that little scene with Jimmy and the beer bottle scene, I thought she was going to tell Jimmy that they're going to get that house. I really did because it
Yeah.
sort of tied into of last episode when Jimmy showed the house to Kim, and then when Kim talked about not having a house of her own, I thought she was going to say, you know what, Jimmy, let's get that house, and she still might. I mean, it's just only episode 3, so they still
Yeah.
might get that house.
Yeah.
Tell Jimmy, hey, let's get that house.
Hmm. And then the ending is them throwing the beer bottles.
Yeah, yeah. They threw the beer bottles, and then some of the dogs barked, and lights turned on, and they had to take off back in the apartment building, which is thought was hilarious, really
Yeah.
hilarious.
But yeah, it was great to see him. Yeah, Lalo, what a character he is. We saw Gus. Oh, we
Some
saw
shits
Mike
about
on
the
this
band.
episode where he was
Oh
where he
yeah,
was yeah walking home from the bar. These guys decide they're going to try and mess with him, and he breaks at one guy's arm basically.
yeah, yeah. He breaks one guy's arm, and then they
Like,
just back away.
yeah, don't mess with Mike.
Absolutely, and we saw him in the staring at the picture of the Sydney Opera House, and he demands to borrow to take it down because it's reminding him of Warner because of the story that Warner told him about his father working on it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
And then we see Gus in this episode.
yeah, we do see a little bit of Gus, and with Nacho is reporting to Gus of what's going on. He said we have to keep the dead drops because if the money's not in them, then Lala's going to catch on to know that something's going down.
Hmm.
And so Gus is saying, keep the dead drops, leave the money in it.
Yep. So they're going to keep those going.
Mhm.
Now, this was a really great episode. I enjoyed it quite
Mhm.
a bit.
Yeah, I did too. And going back to Mike a little bit, I can't help but think, but I think we're seeing what he went through when his son died. Because in the stories that they told, he was very depressed. He was drinking all the time when his son died. Now we're seeing that again, but with Warner, someone who he respected. So
Yeah.
so it's going to be quite interesting to see how he gets through this depression and become this stone cold killer that he doesn't care who dies.
Yeah. That will be interesting to see what happens there.
Hmm.
But having to kill Warner really bothered him, it seems.
Hmm.
It's like he didn't want to do it, but he knew he had to, but he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't kill Warner, he could be the one that is on the chopping block.
Hmm.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Go ahead.
interesting. It's interesting to see Mike's the way he's reacting to what he had to do,
Hmm.
the depression and everything.
Hmm. Let's see here.
So let's see how this carries going forward.
Hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I think we covered all the main plots in this episode.
I think so.
Let's see. So, with Crazy Eight now being the informant, are we going to see Emilio,
Ooh,
his cousin? Because we know that he ratted his cousin out a few times in
yep,
Breaking Bad. So, hopefully, we might get to see Emilio.
yep. That'd be cool.
All right, so next week's episode is called Namaste. And we do know that Hank and Gomi's going to be in it. Hopefully, we'll see more of the whole DEA involvement in the case. And I think what's going to happen is that I think we're going to see, and I think I said this last week, that we're going to see the case that Hank and Gomi first busted, that Walt saw in the news on his birthday party in the pilot episode of Breaking Bad. So I think
Oh
this is the
yeah,
case that we're going to
yeah.
see unravel before our eyes to kickstart the whole Walter White Heisenberg era of Breaking Bad.
Hmm. We'd love to see if that's the case
Hmm.
for sure. But yeah, great to see Gomi. Great to see Hank
Hmm.
on this episode.
Yeah, what's strange is that Gomi has his goatee, but when we first saw him in Breaking Bad, he didn't have the goatee.
Right.
So are they going to like shave it off at some point so they can be consistent? I mean, they have to. He has to shave it at some point so they can be consistent with the whole Breaking Bad universe.
Yeah.
And another thing is that are we going to see more of the DEA? Are we going to see Hank's boss? What was his name? Crap! What was Hank's boss's name?
I forgot too.
Let me look that up. And we did have a Marie Mitchin with Hank,
Yes.
which was great. I hope we get to see Marie. We need to see Marie. We have to see Marie. I mean, come on.
Hank and Gummy were kind of talking about how that they were eating spoiled or eating food that was past its expiration date. That was the conversation that was going on between the two
Hmm.
when they first went to the prison. Went to the lockup.
Hmm. George Market was the ASAC, and then Raimi
Yeah,
was the SAC. So it
yeah,
was Raimi. So I wonder if we're going to see some more of the DEA agents that were involved in Breaking
Hmm.
Bad, which you would think that they would introduce some of them.
We'd love to see that.
So next episode, Namaste. I saw the. I don't know if you've seen the previews, but I saw the previews. Uh, Howard Hamlin is back. We get to see Howard Hamlin and Jimmy slash. So does he have a proposition for Jimmy? Is he gonna ask him to come back and work for his law firm?
Hmm. I
With
don't
Chuck,
know.
and I hope we see some more flashbacks with Chuck. We got to see at least some more of Michael McKean.
That'd be good.
All right. Anything else you want to add? Yeah, I
Walking
think.
Dead was interesting this week.
I think I forgot to watch that.
Hmm.
I may have. I think I did watch it, but I didn't pay much attention to it. I gotta be honest with you. I'm more excited with Walking Dead. But what happened on Walking Dead?
Well, basically, Lydia came back,
Oh yeah, I did notice that.
and what's his name? Beta went after Gamma
Hmm.
because Gamma had been feeding information to Alexandria,
Yeah, yeah.
and Daryl was being chased by a bunch of walkers and Alpha
Hmm.
into a building,
Hmm.
and he was hurt.
Now I did see where I think it was Lydia was so close to killing her own mom,
Hmm.
but she didn't do it.
Hmm. Right.
Have you seen the new advertisements with the Walking Dead, and it's like outside? It's like from the new series. I forgot what it's called. It's the Walking Dead. Crap, what was it called?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the advertisements for that.
Let me see if I can. No, it's like a
I mean,
spin-off.
yeah,
Beyond, World Beyond.
yeah, that's it. Don't think I'll be. I don't know if I'll be tuned into that one or not. Probably not.
It's just going to be two seasons,
Yeah, it's limited. Yeah, that's right.
a
Limited to
limited
two
series.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is this going to? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it might tie into the whole movie deal that it was going to do with Andrew Lincoln.
I don't know. Doesn't seem like it because that they would have probably indicated.
Hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because with only two seasons, I don't know how much you can get story wise so condensed like that.
Hmm.
Because I haven't heard any more about the movie that they was planning on doing with Andrew Lincoln and his story
Mhm.
with crap, what's her name? Jadis.
Yeah, Jadis. And we know Michonne is supposed to be leaving the show.
Yeah, I did hear about that. So they're going to kill Michonne
Yeah.
off?
I don't know if that's what they're going to do or if they're just going to have her leave the show.
Yeah, because there now that right there might hurt the ratings quite bit because a lot of people do tune in for Michonne, and Michonne's very popular.
Hmm.
I mean, geez, you get rid of all the OGs, Michonne. Well, they're bringing back Maggie, so I guess Maggie can fill the void of Michonne.
Yeah, they are bringing Maggie back.
And is it next season she's back, or was it the second half of this season?
It might be the second half of this season. Not sure.
I mean, that would be a good way to bring her back is to bring back Maggie and then have Michonne leave, or if they kill off Michonne, have Maggie take over Judith and little Rick Jr. So that's going to be,
Little RJ.
yeah, little RJ.
I don't know.
So who I wonder who's going. I mean, I guess who can take care of him? Maybe Daryl. Might be a good fit of taking care of them. Negan
Hmm.
can take care of Judith. I mean, they get along pretty good.
Well, Negan's more involved with the Whisperers right now, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to tune in for that because from what I understand is that Negan is gonna be the one that kills Alpha somehow.
Oh,
That's what I understand. I think that's what's in the comic books, isn't it? That Negan is the
I'm
one
not
that.
sure.
But yeah,
I don't read the comics, so I don't know anything about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't read it either. I just go online and skim through it, skim through the rumors, and try to piece things together where they're going. But to get rid of Michonne, Maggie's the only person that I can think that can take Michonne's.
Hmm. Be interesting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What else happened? Walking Dead.
Not a whole lot.
Mm.
We haven't seen the resolution of the whole issue with the people that's still in the cave yet.
Yeah. So they might draw that out a few episodes.
Yeah.
Now, was it last half they said that Ezekiel's got cancer or something?
Hmm.
So they haven't even touched on that yet, have they?
No.
And then I mean, Carol doesn't even know. I don't know who knows. Does Carol know?
No.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt Carol, and she's already hurt. I got a feeling that Carol's gonna. Carol, the way she was in the previous episode last week, she was like upset because they couldn't even get the all the people out, and she just wanted to go in and sacrifice herself to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So Carol might be on the chopping block. What was the previews for tomorrow night's Walking Dead? I haven't seen the previews yet.
Well, as the action moves to Hilltop,
Oh yeah,
we will
yeah.
we'll see Ezekiel there too. He's been hanging
But
out at Hilltop quite a bit.
yeah, so we might get some more information about his disease, his diagnosis.
Maybe.
All right, so here's the synopsis for tomorrow night's episode. Over the radio, the stranger Stephanie finally reveals her name and location to Eugene. They plan to meet in 1 week. Alpha and the Whisperers plan to attack the hilltop with the Horde, forcing the community to start planning for battle. The Whisperers lead the Horde to Hilltop. The group fights back, but the Whisperers begin to burn the gates of the community using flammable tree sap.
Mm.
And then tomorrow night's episode are
Mm-hmm.
all right. Pretty much it. Into Better Call Saul and a little bit of The Walking Dead. Yeah, I just don't. The Walking Dead. I don't know. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like not. It's kind of died out for me. I'm not as nearly as excited as I am for as Better Call Saul.
I hear you.
But yeah, so next week, what I'll do tomorrow is that I'll watch The Walking Dead so we can discuss it a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
so that I'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so tomorrow night's The Walking Dead is Morning Star, and then Better Call Saul is Namaste,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot wait for Better Call Saul. This close to Breaking Bad territory. I can smell it. Ah.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's getting really close.
And then season 6 with 13 episodes. Oh my god, that's gonna be even better.
Wait, you found out that there are going to be 13 episodes in season 6?
Yeah, there's gonna be season 6 is gonna be the final season, and it's gonna be with 13 episodes.
Nice.
It's basically it's gonna have one more extra episode with Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was 62. Better Call Saul is now gonna be 63.
Wow.
So so cannot wait. I think we discussed this last week that Vince Gilligan is actually going to direct one
Uh-huh.
episode of Better Call Saul. I think it's going to be episode 8. I'm excited for that one. I
Yeah.
cannot wait. With Vince Gilligan at the helm, it's how can you go wrong? How
Yeah.
can you go wrong? Yep. Episode 8, Bagman.
Bagman. That's a good episode title.
Five is dedicated to Max, and I wonder if it's the same Max, Gus's alleged lover, or is it going to be Crazy Eight?
Mm, mm.
Because I think Crazy Eight's name is his first name. Maybe Max, or maybe the actor I'm thinking of. Yeah, the actor Max Archuleta or Aснigda plays Crazy Eight. So I wonder if we're going to get more information about Gus and Max because we do know that Lalo mentioned that in the very I think in the second episode or first or second episode.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're going to get a little bit more of Gus's backstory and what happened in Chile because we don't know much about Gus and the whole thing in Chile.
Yeah. That's true. We don't.
Yeah, all we know is when Mike talked to Gus saying that he couldn't find any information about him in Chile, then the DA couldn't either. So who's to say if that's actual? Who's to say if Gus Fring is actually his real name? That could be a false identity.
Hmm.
So all these speculations, and then we got episode 6, Wexler versus Goodman.
Ooh.
So what is this the episode where can Jimmy break away, break apart?
I don't
Episode,
know.
episode 7 is JMM, James M. McGill, or what Jimmy likes to call it, Justice Matters Most. So two, and then of course episode 8, Vince Gilligan, Bagman. 9 is Bad Choice Road, and 10 is Something Unforgivable. Something Unforgivable. Wow. But yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll be back next week to talk about episode. Man, I can't believe we're on episode 4. This is going by fast.
Hmm.
And then we have to wait a whole nother year for season 6
Oh
and
yeah.
those 13 episodes. God. And then if they give a freaking huge cliffhanger at the end of this season, we got to wait a
Oh
year. I mean, we had to wait 2 years for this season.
yeah.
2 years for this season, Lord. And we have to wait a whole nother year for this for the next season. If they get a huge cliffhanger, if like Walter White comes on screen and black, it's like holy shit, what's going to go? What's going to go down? I mean, God, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. But yeah, we'll talk Namaste, and then we'll talk Walking Dead next week here on Saul Goodcast. So yeah, that's going to do it. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.